So this video is about the question 11 in the tutorial. So in this case, we are looking at a number of students. So there are 19 of them, and they're going to the cinema together. So then there are going to be 22 seats in each row. So in this case, there are multiple rows, and in row A, so for instance, so you may have different rows in the cinema. So in the row A itself, there are 22 seats. So this will be called A1 and A2, A3, and so on, up to A22. That means all the way at the very end, we have A22. This could be A21, A20. Alright, so and anything in between. Now, the students can pick any seat in row A. So how many ways are there for the 19 students to occupy the row? So now there are only 19 students, and each one of them is going to pick one of the seats. And for the first student of the 19, right, so they have 22 choices to choose from A1 to A22. But once we have picked the first seat, the first student has picked one seat, then there are only going to be 21 left for the second student, 20 for the third student, and so on. And by the time the last student gets to choose, then at that time 18 seats have been taken and only 4 are remaining. So then he will have to choose one seat among the 4. So now this is the same as 22P19. Right, so that is 11A. Now there is also a different way of thinking about this, because there are only 19 students but 22 seats. So at first we are going to choose 19 seats among the 22, and once we have picked the 19 seats, then we need to ask the students to arrange themselves among the seats, and that is going to take us 19 factorial. Alright, now in this case, does the ordering matter? Yes, it does, because if a different student sits in a different seat, we can actually track which seat they sit on. So for instance, one person will be sitting in A3, so if the same person sits in a different seat, there will be a different arrangement. Now for 11B, now in this case, there are 3 more students, which are Andrew, Brandon, and Cheryl. They decide to join the group of 19 students. Now, Brandon prefers to sit at either end of the row A. Then we are now talking about how many ways are there to arrange the students. So again, we have the same number of seats, which is A1, A2, all the way to the end, which is A22. Now in total now, how many students are there? There are 19 plus the 3 students, A, B, and C. So 19 plus the 3 new students. Now they're going to be 22 students. So we expect all the seats here to be taken. Now except that Brandon prefers to sit at either end of the row A, which means that either Brandon is here or Brandon is here. So there are 2 possibilities for Brandon. How about the others? Now the others have to take the other 21 seats that have not been taken by Brandon, and therefore there are 21 of them, and they need to arrange themselves among themselves, so it'll be 21 factorial. So then the total number of possibilities will be 2 times 21 factorial. So this is to account for Brandon. He could be on the left or on the right, and this would be to account for all the rest of the 21 of them, so it'll be 21 factorial.